Sports Talk, live every Thursday for conversations on local and national sports issues, featuring sports personalities from Eastern PA. You can text, email, or call in with your sports opinions and questions and win free video-on-demand movies and other great prizes. And tune in to see which local teams and athletes will be featured. Sports Talk, live Thursdays at 6 p.m. on the Delaware Valley's RCN 8 and the Lehigh Valley's RCN 4.
As we welcome in the head coach of the American men's basketball team, Mr. Mike Brennan. Coach Brennan, thanks for joining us this evening.
Hey, Chris, I appreciate you having me on.
Welcome to RCN Sports Talk. You had so many great wins this year. I wanted to ask you about it. Unfortunately, I got to start with last night's game, which was a loss, but that was a game that everyone in the Patriot League had circled on their calendar, the rematch of last year's Patriot League championship game. So tell us a little bit about another close ball game, but an eventual loss to Boston last night.
Yeah, no, Boston's a very good team. Coach Joe Jones does a great job up there. I mean, they're talented. They can really score. They're athletic. I thought, it was the first game, in league play where I thought we played poorly. In other games, I thought we may have missed an assignment or missed a shot here or there, but we always sort of did what we, set out to do. And last year, I think, maybe the minutes that all the guys were playing sort of caught up to us a little bit. So, we had a bad game. It's part of league play. So we just got to, regroup and bounce back.
They had a number of great highlights so far this year, and we'll take a look at the overall schedule and your results so far. Two of the games that stuck out to me, of course, you gave my alma mater, Temple University, a run for their money in your season opener, just a three-point ball game. And one of your big wins this year out of conference was against LaSalle in overtime. So talk about some of the highlights this year and about the season to date for your team.
Yeah, no, I thought we competed well in the preseason. Obviously, the win at LaSalle was a terrific win for us to go in and be able to hang with a team like that and get an overtime win was a great test early on. We won I think 7 games in the preseason. Last year it was 4. So I saw improvement in that regard. But now league play is just a whole different animal. It seems like everybody's 4-3 or 3-4 right now. Yeah. We just got to keep plugging away, keep getting better, and keep competing.
Two of your recent highlights I wanted to talk about. First of all was the Lafayette game. And I want to ask you about one of your star players, Pee Wee Gardner. Against Lafayette, 19 points, 9 assists. And, oh, by the way, you also had the game winner for the second straight night. So talk a little bit about Gardner's performance this year and about a second straight late game heroics against Leopards.
Yeah, no, Pee Wee's had a bunch of moments like that for us. He sent games into overtime. He's won, eight buzzer beater shots to win us the game. But he's a great competitor. He's a great leader. He brings it every day. The Lafayette game was probably his best offensive outing of the year. But we're just lucky to have him. It's like having a coach on the court.
Yeah, I was really impressed by some of the underclassmen too that stepped up. Sophomore Charlie Jones, 18 points, 11 in the second half. Jesse Reed. Also in double figures with 15. So looks like you're getting really good balance at just the right time as you start to head down the home stretch of the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. The way we play, we sort of really share the ball, and anybody could, have a big offensive moment or offensive night for us on any given night. So it just happens to be whoever's open is the guy that shoots. So it's good to see Charlie, score some points and make some shots. And Jesse's, has done that fairly consistently throughout, last year and this year. He's putting numbers on the board.
And what was it like? You had that big lead. Lafayette stormed back, tied the game late, and then your defense dug in and made a nice stop, and then you got that game-winning bucket. Can that, by having that close game that you pull out again, can that be like confidence boost in the long run to withstand that charge and then pull out a win on the road?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Lafayette, I thought, was our best offensive game. We were actually up by, close to double figures, which for us this year is a lot. We know that, especially Lafayette, they're a terrific offensive team. They got a bunch of guys that can score and shoot, so they're going to make a run. So for us, not only the Lafayette game, but just to be in all of these close games, I think it just gives the guys confidence. They're used to being in tight games, and they're able to perform in those moments.
Now, another big game you had recently was against Lehigh, another buzzer beater by Gardner late in the game. And you also, your team also got a chance to see Cal Ripken Jr. and meet him afterwards. And I think there was even a clip during the game of him getting the ball and throwing it back to, and having an exchange with some of your teammates. So talk about the Lehigh game, and what was it like for your team to meet one of the all-time great legends in sports?
Yeah, well, now we were thrilled to have Cal at the game. I mean, Pee Wee actually was an intern for his foundation this past summer, so that's where sort of the relationship started. And, you know, we appreciated Cal being there. You know, he stayed for the whole game. He stayed afterwards, took a few pictures with our guys. So, you know, it was a great honor to have him there. It was a great, you know, thrill for our guys. And obviously Pee Wee hitting a shot with, you know, less than a second to go to win the game just was the icing on the cake.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the league standings and the Patriot League coming up in just a second here. But your thoughts on the league overall? It seems like just about every night you look at the final scores, it's 1- and 2-possession games when Patriot League square off against each other. And Colgate, after jumping out to it seemed like seemingly their best start in decades, they're still up among the top of the pack. So your thoughts on the Patriot League overall this season?
Yeah, and I thought it was similar last year. You know, maybe the records last year didn't quite show it, but I mean, it's a real balanced league. I mean, I don't think there's necessarily a top half and a bottom half. Never mind a top team and a bottom team. You know, I mean, you said it. I mean, you see it on a daily basis, every night. You know, it's a 2-point game, it's a 3-point game. You know, and everybody's beating everybody. So, you know, it seems, you know, there's several teams at 4-3, several teams at 3-4. There's 2 teams tied for first right now. So there's a lot of basketball to be played and a lot more tight games, it seems.
This is your second year at American. I don't know if easier is the right adjective to use, but the second time through, is it more comfortable being familiar with the players know your routine, and has it been smoother this second year at American?
It has. I mean, I'm real lucky. I mean, when we came in, just between John Schultz and Pee Wee Gardner, the leadership that we got was outstanding, and you know, the entire team sort of followed their lead. So every day we go to work, we have, you know, 17 guys that are just totally, you know, engaged in what we're doing, embracing everything that we're doing, and doing everything they can to, you know, to execute. And I mean, it's a real hard working group. So, you know, I'm lucky to have the group that we do have. So yeah, it's been, and then obviously going into your second year, we have most of our guys back. So it's, you know, for me, I sort of knew what to expect a little more, and I think it showed up in the preseason.
Yeah. Well, before we let you go, I know you have some big games coming up: American, Navy on the road, and Holy Cross on the road. So your thoughts on the upcoming week of basketball and the push for the playoffs?
Yeah, well, I mean, we got Army at home on Monday, so they're, you know, they play a lot of guys. I mean, they just bring in platoon after platoon of guys. You know, they press you full court. It's sort of a frenetic pace. So, you know, that's going to be a big challenge. We play 3 guys about 40 minutes a game. So hopefully they won't get too worn down. And then Navy's having a terrific year so far. So we go to their place on Wednesday. So, you know, and, you know, each night, again, it's going to be a challenge, and you can't look too far ahead. You just got to sort of, you know, make sure that you're continuing to get better, you know, as individuals and as a team, and just go out and be ready to compete every night.
Well, Coach Brennan, thanks so much for spending some time with us, and continued success this year.
All right, Chris, I appreciate having me. Take care.
All right, our pleasure. Mike Brennan, the head coach of the American men's basketball team, another fine season under Coach Brennan.